It's not been a good summer, has it, so far for Arsenal supporters, and in particular, of course, this letter that was written to Stan Kroenke from the Fans Association. Well, his son, of course, bit back, saying our ambitions are silverware and trophies. I think anything short of that is not a success. As much as we'd love to say that we'll be competing for the top trophies tomorrow, we know that that's not the case and that we have to get to work on that. It's telling, isn't it, when you've got someone linked with the club saying, you know, winning is our priority, but don't get your hopes up too high, Ian.
Yeah, well, if you look at Arsenal, you know, in the first 10 years of Arsene Wenger's reign, they were first or second every season. The next 10 years, they were third or fourth every season. Now they're fifth or sixth. And now they run the risk, the way finances are there, they're saying that the budget to spend is only around £45 million on new players. They could be even threatened with losing their place in the top six, because you've got the likes of Leicester and Wolves and maybe Everton and West Ham who are going to threaten maybe to gatecrash that top six. So Arsenal aren't in a good place. They can't get rid of their cast-offs. They've got Ozil on £350,000 a week, so they can't offload him. They'd like to. Nobody wants to buy Mustafi. What they have got is Aubameyang and Lacazette, and they've got, I tell you what, they've got some very, very good kids coming through, but it's too soon for them to be top six regulars, I would say.
What do you think of Kroenke's comments, basically saying, what, anything short of trophy is not a success?
Well, yeah, that's right. I mean, this is Arsenal Football Club, and the fans are not going to accept them finishing outside the top six, or maybe not even outside the top four. But that's where they are at the moment. They have not got the spending power. Now, that is what those fan groups, I think, want to go to Stan Kroenke and say, why haven't we got that spending power? We've got a stadium that's full up with 60,000 fans all the time. Why can't we compete? We're a big club, but you know, they're in the Europa League now. I looked at the prize money. The prize money for the Champions League is going to be well over $3 billion. The Europa League, it's 1/6 of that. So they are losing ground financially all the time on the other top six teams at the moment. You can understand the fans' frustration, no, Shaq. As much as you've got people coming out and saying, yeah, all right, this is our budget, this is what we have to work with, but you want to be a big club, you want to be competing.
Absolutely, and as much as I want to sympathise with what Josh Kroenke is saying, it makes sense if the Kroenkes have only just become involved with Arsenal Football Club. The fact of the matter is, Stan Kroenke went from sitting on the board just short of 15 years ago, to being a minority shareholder, to being the majority shareholder. And through that entire period, Arsenal has regressed. So it's not as though now he's the majority shareholder, now he's making all the decisions. I have a whole lot of faith that things are just going to turn around, because things have regressed, not just since 15 years ago, but in particular, and more concerningly, over the last couple of years. And as much as the excuse was we had this stadium, and even Gazidis coming out 5 or 6 years ago and saying that we'll be able to spend with the biggest in Europe, and that hasn't transpired. Spurs have had to deal with the same issues far more recently than Arsenal. And they have done a better job of turning that corner. They have done a better job of competing in the Premier League and in Europe. They are now by far the more successful of the two teams in North London. That's a huge cross to bear for Arsenal fans. That they don't compete, not even in their own city.
For more, sign up now for ESPN+.